Well, we're wrapping up this round of work we're doing on Scott Kessler's 72 Camaro. He brought this in, it had been sitting for a while, and we just need to get it back on the road, so we've done some engine work. I've put a new 373 pause traction rear axle under it. Got his heater working. Under the hood here, his wiring was a mess, the motor was a mess. I've still got to wash and clean it up, but I cleaned up all of his wiring, got it running good, got rid of his electric fans, put in a mechanical fan, mechanical pump, and I've been driving it the last few days, and it's been working really, really well. This is a really cool body style. This is one of my favorite body styles. I love this car. And now that I've got it raised back up, it was sitting right on the frame. It's riding good, driving good, running good. So what a sweet ride this is. Now let's go inside here and let me show you what we've got going on in the shop. Got a new project that just came in. Got this 67 Chevelle wagon. We're fixing to put this 6.2 LS engine in it. Over here on the other side, we've got a 4L60E transmission that's going in it. Powertrain Solutions controller for it. The GM factory controller for this motor. Over here is our 62 Chevelle wagon, and you can see how cherry this thing is absolutely spotless. When I first went in and watched and took a look at this car, I was like, oh my goodness, we've got to really keep this one clean. So I've got some plastic here. We are fixing to wrap this thing completely up in plastic to try to protect all this paint, and I've cleared my shop out and get plenty of room, and then I'll get in here and we'll shoehorn in this big LS motor in here. This car was an original big block factory air car. It come with a factory 12 bolt, which is kind of rare for these cars. It's a pause unit, and we'll put a vintage air system in it. Put a fuel pump in the tank, and the tank's right there, and I believe I got everything for this one. So this will just be cut and shoved to fit. Now let me go to the back and show you what's going on back here in the back with Keifers Bronco and the Jaguar. Alright, now back here in the back, you can see we got our Jaguar painted in the opalescent blue. Really nice paint job here. We've got glass paint on it. This is straight out of the gun, nice and wet. We'll let this cure, then we'll come back and wet sand it, buff it. We're fixing to pull the bonnet off so we can paint the firewall and the frame structure. We get all that frame structure painted, the motor's ready to go in, and this thing will start going together pretty well. Over here on this side, I've got a Keifers motor. We put the high volume water pump on it. I've got the balancer off because I'm putting a new balancer on it. Then we're fixing to strip all the sheet metal off, new valve cover gaskets, new oil pan gasket, new rear main seal. We're going to get rid of that rope seal, put this two-piece neoprene seal in the back of it. Then paint it that Lamborghini green, and then we'll trim it out in the black. Now back here on his frame and stuff, the frame is coming along well. Shocks on, got his gearbox rebuilt, put new seals in it and painted it. And to the back you can see that massive 9-inch. This 9-inch rear end has a structure in here as a support for the axle tubes, as well as being double lined. It has an axle tube on the outside with an axle tube on the inside, which makes it extremely strong. Then our 373 gears, Detroit True Track locking system in it, and this one is coming along very, very nicely. On this other side over here, underneath this Bronco, or the chassis of it, I've been working on doing some metal work on it. Now I went ahead and bought my rapture liner, and I'm fixing to spray my rapture liner, but somebody had come in here and pieced in some pans, so we cleaned that out and seam sealed it. I put a panel over this side where there's a big hole gouged out where they had a shifter coming through the side. I left this one for our four-wheel drive shifters. Our transmission will be a top loader, so the shifter will actually come out from here somewhere now. It's a 5-speed. Did a panel on the side of it, some panels on the back of it. Then we cleaned everything off of it, and then once we get this rapture line, this thing will look unbelievably like new underneath there. So that's what we got going in the shop. Let's get back to work and get some of this stuff done.